All right, next up, we've got Utah and Wyoming. Utah, 23.5-point road favorites, 48 the total here in this game. Man, as Utah looked awesome on offense, man. Devin Dampier and his offensive coordinator coming over from New Mexico, Jason Beck, and it's looked like everything we thought it could. Explosive, dynamic, borderline unstoppable. He's running it. He's throwing it. He's not making mistakes. I mean, it's just been really, really fun to watch. He did only run it 4 times for 25 yards last week, but I think that was Cal Poly because the opponent was, obviously one they had, were able to dominate. He didn't run it like he did against UCLA, but again, I think that's due to the lack of quality of the opponent. 43 points, 63 points in the first 2 games. Here's the thing with Wyoming. Last year, this defense wasn't the same. Whenever they went up again, this is usually Wyoming at home, big dog. This is usually where I like Wyoming plus the points. But boy, oh boy, I ain't stepping in front of Utah. I'm probably not laying it with Utah either. But here's the thing with Wyoming, because this has been their point spread rule, big home underdogs. But the spots they covered as big home underdogs last year, Boise State 17-13, they 22.5-point dog. They only lost by 4. But it's hard to compare what we're seeing explosiveness-wise with that offense to what we're seeing from Utah right now. And then you start to look at some of the games in non-conference play where Wyoming was giving up 34 to BYU, 44 to North Texas. The Wyoming defensive numbers look awesome so far, shutting out Akron, 7 points allowed to Northern Iowa. That's not even comparable, the offenses those two teams have compared to Utah and Devin Dampier right now. Meanwhile, the offense for Wyoming, they do have a veteran quarterback in Caden Anderson. Solid. He's been efficient. I said coming into the season, I'm looking to bet on Utah. I'm looking to bet Utah games over the total. And so far, Utah, what are they? 2-0 ATS, 2-0 over the total as well. Both Utah games went over the total. To me, it's Utah on the over or nothing. But I'm more thinking over than Utah. There's a lot of points. It's a bit of an out there spot. Laramie, Wyoming can always be that spot where it kind of you fall into that little web, if you will, when you play Wyoming on this field. But boy, oh boy, there's such an advantage of their offense, I think, over Wyoming's defense. And if we can get some offense out of Wyoming here, I think we can get over 48. I really do. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, styles clash here in this game. Going to go up and down.
Because Utah's going a lot faster, more explosive, and Wyoming's the typical Wyoming. They're going to want to run the football a lot, slow it right down. Yep.
Wyoming, again, though, covered the number last week. They've been very good. I think it could land right around here. I have to say, I'd take Wyoming. Fuck the hype here with Utah. I think they're good. I wish this was freezing cold, even though it's cold, of course. It just makes it better. I think in Wyoming and Laramie, nobody wants to be there, Nobody wants to be there anyways. Shit. Even if it's what is it, 60 there?
It's supposed to rain, by the way.
60
mile per hour
wind.
Rain. Ooh, boy. I'm pump the brakes on this total. Let's wait till later in the week till we get a more accurate forecast closer to kickoff, because those conditions bother me for the over.
If this is over 24.5, I might be on Wyoming here. I hope everyone's on Utah.
That's not. It's just look up. I love Utah. I'll be looking to back them a lot. I don't love them in this spot at this number, just because I know what Wyoming's historically done here at home as big dogs. They've been, Boise last year is a perfect example of it. They were 22.5-point dogs. They lost by 4.
Who's not going to love? They just kicked UCLA's ass. It was
Cal Poly,
maybe a little ass, and just beat Cal Poly 63-9.
Yeah,
so it's like
a lot of points.
Best team in the country.
Or split it up first half. Maybe Utah is asleep early and then they turn it on. But this is definitely not a spot I'm interested in Utah. And I love Utah. I love Dampier. I love what I've seen. But I just know long-term Wyoming in this point spread role, home dogs, big home dogs. And sometimes they can lure opponents into their little trap, their little web, as I like to say. We'll see if that happens again here on Saturday.
What is the lure? Anything? Is it just like a metaphor you're using? I was thinking like, what are they get food poisoning or something?
Yeah, it's like just it's like they put a
hotel?
spell on these teams coming into
Spell.
Laramie, and they just they don't play well enough, and they never can pull away and win by margin. We've seen it over and over.
Well,
I
I
still
agree.
remember that
Whatever it is.
when Texas Tech went to Wyoming a couple of years ago. That weird game, and Wyoming, Wyoming beat them, for crying out loud, in Laramie.